Bella, thanks for taking time to talk with me about American Carnage. This is a wild film, man, and
I know. Yeah,
yeah,
seriously.
no, it is. It's got a little bit of the purge. It's got some horror. It's got a lot of social commentary in it.
Yeah. Also,
Uh,
I love how you refer to yourself as a walking vampire who refuses to sleep. So I think that you're the perfect person to discuss, this kind of genre with. And also I can relate.
I feel that way a lot, like on just about every day. So yeah, it is pretty accurate for me. But let's talk about you and your role as Mika in this film. It is, and we're not going to give anything away in this film, but I think it's the most fun role in the movie. Talk to me about what drew you to the role and to this film in general, because like I said, there's a lot going on with this film.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of horror, and I guess because of that, I've in my career, professional career, I've been kind of precious about that genre.
Mhm.
And I think first starting out, that was just kind of a genre that I said that I wasn't going to do,
Mhm.
just because I hold it so near. But when I read this script, it was something that I hadn't seen before. Also I became a citizen when I was 17. So I thought that it was a very unique way to approach like the politics and the kind of reception of undocumented immigrants in the United States in a way that I had never seen before. And with the horror genre aspect to it, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is going to be the first where I jump into doing this genre.
Yeah. For people who may not know, the movie has the children of undocumented workers taken basically given a
Yeah.
choice to either be deported or to work at a senior citizens facility, basically, and take care of the older people, only to discover that there is something sinister going on there.
Yeah, not what they
Uh,
expected at all.
yeah. Fantastic cast all around. George Lindenborg, Jenna Ortega, all around. This thing is great, and yourself as well. What was it about Mika that you do you see anything of yourself in Mika?
I not at first. So yeah, Travis, at the beginning I was a little bit hesitant. I had auditioned for a different role initially, and then the role of Mika was presented to me. And I think at first I had a little bit of hesitation, but then when I sat for it with it for a little bit, I thought, what better person to play this role than someone who comes from like the history that I have come from, and especially as a white Latinx person, I
Mhm.
thought that I saw it in terms of like I had a unique opportunity where I could fill in that space and tell that part of the story.
Yeah,
Of
that's a very interesting part of her backstory in the initial phases of the movie, because she is lighter skinned. She is kind of not criticized, but maybe set apart because she can pass for white.
Yeah, and she is, which I think is an important distinction, especially in conversations of today, to make that distinction, and I am as well. So I thought that we had very similar starting places,
Hmm.
but my life is very much different from the way that Mika's unfolds. And I guess because of that, because I saw it as such two contrasting life paths, I was a little bit hesitant. But then I thought, well, we both initially shared these similarities, so it could be easier for me to tap into that and imagine if my life had taken a different path. So then after that, I really saw the vision.
This being your first real stab at the horror genre, some of your co-stars have a little bit more experience.
Yeah.
Did you get some help from your crew on set here about
Yeah,
how to
everyone
handle
everyone
this?
so incredibly lovely and better than my expectations. I mean, really not even just my first stab at the horror genre. This was my first like principal role in a feature, and really like my first big feature. So I was a little nervous, coming in, and I, not that, I felt, not that I felt nervous about what I could do, but you just don't know what the chemistry will be like on set. And everyone was just super lovely. And in every scene where we had like an ensemble, we were all very aware of one another and giving to one another, which I think is very important, because acting is not just standing there and then just waiting to say your lines. It's a conversation, and everyone there that I worked with were such giving actors.
What would you say were some of the challenges that you faced? This, like you said, this being your first major feature film role. What would you say some of the challenges that you faced that maybe you weren't expecting?
I generally in situations, if I'm not sure of what to expect, I'm a person that I've recently realized that I really love rules, or at least I like to know rules, so I know how to, I guess, act accordingly. And so, something as collaborative as, a movie or just being on set, there's a lot of ambiguity on that. There is no right set rules in terms of, what can be done. And that was a bit of a challenge for me, of just, being aware that I wasn't as experienced. But when I was there, it was such a collaborative process that it never felt like I was like stifled in any kind of way. If I had an idea about the character, instead of, in the past being a little bit timid of, if I bring up this idea, will the director or, anyone on set kind of shut it down immediately? But everything was well received, and everything that we did was really just like conversation around it, which I really appreciated. So I think at first the challenge was like, what are the expectations, and is it okay if if I have an idea, can I mention that? Is that like a no? But then really all of that kind of just like left my mind as soon as I got to set.
The main four of you have incredible chemistry throughout this movie. I laughed a lot at all of you. Talk to me a little bit about the chemistry you guys had on set and how you guys got along working together on this.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really seamless. It wasn't like we had to kind of work towards it. It just naturally was there. And I think it has a lot to do with all of us being Latinx and coming from different backgrounds. I think we all have this kind of like tether, this anchor, that we had the same like common goal in mind. And because of that, we all just realized what a unique opportunity that we had to be, storytellers in a story like this, that touches on very, very important world, like subject matters. But it was nice to explore it in a way where there were elements of like the lightness with the comedy. And sometimes when things are going terribly in our lives, in our personal lives, or just in the climate of the world, it can be exhausting. And so being able to laugh at it, I find a lot of like reward in that, to be able to just say, yeah, this is the reality, but finding those little moments of like glimmer of
What are you hoping to work on like next after this? Are you wanting to do more horror? You got something else in mind in particular? What are you looking forward to doing next?
I recently, and after filming this movie, I really started venturing into comedy and a lot more improv. And it's kind of interesting to me because, we filmed this movie in the summer of 2019. So I've definitely like have grown as an artist and an actor, and I've been able to like come into a lot of my strengths and lean into them. And I've found so much fun and joy in being able to do comedy and improv. And it's cool to, I'm so excited to, when this movie comes out, to see it too, because I think that that shows a different side of me as an actor and versus what I'm currently doing. So I would like to definitely work on a project that I can show that comedy element to like my abilities.
Well, Bella, whatever you do next, I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I hope I get to
Thank you
talk to
so
you about
much.
that as well. So thanks again, and
Okay,
best of
thank
luck
you.
with American Carnage.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
taking some time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Travis. Nice meeting you.
Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.